It's barely sunrise on a damp Thursday morning in Haven Springs, Georgia. The kind of morning where fog still hangs low over the road and every sound feels muffled, like the world S holding its breath. Inside Marty's Diner, an old roadside spot with chipped booths and burnt coffee, the day is just beginning. The smell of bacon grease and yesterday's toast lingers in the air. Behind the counter, Rita, the morning waitress, hums along to a gospel song playing low on the radio. At the booth near the window sits Earl Thompson, mid-50s, quiet, worn down but steady. His jacket's military green, patches faded, collar frayed. The kind of coat that tells stories before he ever says a word. He sits there every morning, same seat, same order. Scrambled eggs, toast, black coffee. To most, he looks like just another homeless man trying to warm up before the world starts moving too fast again. But to Rita, he's more than that. She calls him Sergeant, even though she doesn't know if he still goes by that. "Morning, Sergeant," she says, sliding him a steaming cup. Earl gives a slow nod. "Appreciate you, Miss Rita." He always says that. Appreciate you. Never thanks. Like gratitude is something that should sound heavier, more earned. Outside, the hum of an approaching police cruiser breaks the calm. Two officers pull up, Officer Daniels and Officer Kirk. Daniels, tall, late 30s. The kind of man who hides his insecurity behind mirrored sunglasses. Kirk's younger, still learning when to talk and when to keep his mouth shut. They push open the door, the diner bell jangling above them. Rita's smile fades just a little. She's seen this before. "Morning, officers," she says, trying to sound cheerful. But Daniels isn't here for breakfast. His eyes are already locked on Earl. He walks over, boots heavy against the tile. "You a paying customer, sir?" Daniels asks, voice clipped. Earl looks up slowly, calm but alert. "Yes, sir. Waiting on my food." "Got a receipt for that?" Rita steps in, towel over her shoulder. "He's fine. He comes in every day, orders the same thing. Paid in cash." Daniels doesn't even glance at her. "Did I ask you, ma'am?" The diner goes quiet. Forks pause mid-air. Earl sets down his coffee cup. "She's just telling you the truth," he says evenly. Daniels smirks. "I'm sure she is. Mind showing me some ID?" Earl reaches slowly into his jacket, pulls out a worn VA card. Kirk leans over Daniels' shoulder, squints. "This all you got?" Earl nods. "It's all I need." Daniels chuckles under his breath. "You vets always think that card means something." Rita freezes. That's a line you don't cross around Earl. But he doesn't flinch. He just takes a breath and looks Daniels dead in the eye. "I earned that card, didn't find it in the street." For a second, the only sound is the radio crackling faintly in the background. Then Daniels smirks again and takes a step closer. "You sleeping behind the bus station again?" Rita slams her coffee pot down on the counter. "Enough!" Daniels turns, eyes narrowing. "Excuse me?" "I said enough," she repeats. "You come in here every week looking to stir trouble with folks just trying to eat. Not today." Daniels' jaw tightens. "You want to lose your job, ma'am?" Before she can answer, Earl speaks. Calm, steady. "You said you're just doing your job, right?" "Yeah." Daniels folds his arms. "Making sure this place stays safe." Earl nods once, slowly. "Then I guess I should do mine." He pulls a small, scratched flip phone from his pocket, the kind no one uses anymore. Opens it with a snap, dials one number, speed dial. Daniels frowns. "Who you calling?" Earl just says, "Someone who still remembers what service means." The phone rings twice, then he speaks softly into it. "It's me. It's happening again." He closes the phone, sets it on the table, keeps eating. Daniels laughs. "That's supposed to scare me?" But before Rita can even exhale, the diner door swings open. A tall man in a dark blue suit walks in. No uniform, no hesitation. He flashes a black leather ID wallet. Special Agent Marcus Hall, Department of Justice. Every conversation in the diner stops. He walks straight to the booth. Which one of you is Officer Daniels? Daniels straightens. Who's asking? I just did, Hall says evenly. Your badge number, now. Daniels blinks, confused. Sir, we were just responding to a complaint. There was no complaint, Hall cuts him off. We monitor local dispatches. Your conversation with this man was recorded. You violated federal anti-discrimination protocol, and your body camera confirms it. Kirk shifts uneasily, looking between them. Wait, what's going on? Hall's eyes don't move. You two just questioned and harassed a decorated veteran without cause. Rita's hand flies to her mouth. Decorated? Hall nods slightly. Sergeant Earl Thompson, former Army Special Operations, 2 Bronze Stars, saved 12 soldiers in a convoy attack outside Baghdad in 2006. Daniel's face drains of color. That's not in the system. Not everything's in your system, Hall says quietly. Some service runs deeper than your database. For a moment, nobody breathes. Then Hall leans in closer. I suggest you step outside before you embarrass your department any further. Daniels opens his mouth to argue, but doesn't. He walks out, red-faced. Kirk follows, silent. When the door shuts, the diner feels lighter somehow. Hall turns to Earl. You all right? Earl nods once. Didn't want to call. I know, Hall replies, but you were right to... Rita finally speaks, voice shaking. You mean to tell me this man's a hero? Hall smiles faintly. He's been one for a long time. The rest of the world's just catching up. Earl shakes his head. Heroes get medals. I got memories. Hall looks at him with quiet respect. You've also got my number. Call next time before they make it that far. Rita sets down a fresh cup of coffee in front of Earl. On the house, she says softly. He slides a few crumpled bills onto the table anyway. I always pay my way. Later that day, the body cam footage leaks online. The internet does what it always does. It explodes. Justice for Earl trends within hours. Veterans post support. News anchors replay the video. Commentators debate it. But Earl, he stays quiet. Still comes to Marty's. Still sits by the window. Still eats the same breakfast. When Rita asks how he feels about all the attention, he just says, I didn't do anything special. I just refused to be invisible. The mayor issues an apology. The police chief calls it a training oversight. But people in Haven Springs know better. They saw the truth in that diner, that respect should not depend on a badge or a suit or a title. And a week later, when a stranger walks into Marty's, a young man, backpack slung over his shoulder, he looks at Earl's booth, hesitates, then asks, Mind if I sit here? Earl nods. Seats open. And maybe that's the point. Sometimes the loudest lessons don't come from shouting. They come from sitting still. From a man in a worn jacket, sipping coffee, reminding the world that dignity isn't something you earn. It is something you never lose.